Hi guys, this is R.A. Sweeney here to share with you another excerpt from the Praying with the Bible series. This is from Job 21 verses 14 through 15, which will be in the Praying with the Writings book. So for this passage I wrote, this is another passage where an actual prayer is not recorded, but we're presented with a hypothetical prayer. Job presented his friends with this prayer of the wicked as a contrast to his own prayers. What's interesting is that the prayer contains 4 lines which all reference other passages in the Bible. Read each line and see if you can follow the references. Certainly they could be reminiscent of a few passages, but I thought of some very close references. The first line is a request, or perhaps a demand, that God remove himself from the speaker's presence. Jonah demanded this in Jonah chapter 4. He was forced to go on a mission trip to serve people he despised. And once he saw his work was successful and that his enemies were not going to be killed, he threw a major tantrum against God. He even accused God of being evil. The second line is not quoting the reference, but it is a retelling of Genesis chapter 3. The line is all about the rejection of God's wisdom and knowledge. In Genesis 3, the humans rejected all that God had to offer for their benefit in order to pursue their own ability to decide what was wise and good. The third line is almost verbatim from the Exodus narrative. When Moses and Aaron first went to Pharaoh, Pharaoh's response was to ask who this God character was and why he should even consider listening to him. We know how Pharaoh's behavior followed if you read Exodus 1 through 15. And the last line was questioning the prophet of praying to God. This sounds like when Sennacherib of Assyria sent his emissaries to Jerusalem to convince them to surrender. And that's in 2 Kings chapter 18. His speech was full of taunts against God's power and generosity. Job seems to have compiled these acts of wickedness into a composite picture of how the wicked treat God. Do you push God and his purposes away like Job? Do you chase after your own wisdom and your own ideas of what creates abundant life, like Adam and Eve, rather than trusting in the goodness of his ways? Do you treat God as insignificant to the point that he cannot influence your behavior like Pharaoh did? Do you treat God as though he lacked the power to impact you and the world around you in meaningful ways, as Sennacherib and his emissary did? Pray on these things, that God would reveal the ways in which your heart harbors wickedness, and that he would heal you of any of that wickedness. So that is Job chapter 21, verses 14 through 15 from the book Praying with the Writings, which I'm working on now. Thanks, everyone. Have a blessed day.